Yes, my name is Sheikh. I'm the founder of Muslim Media Corporation, which publishes four newspapers, three in New York City, one in Africa, namely MuslimParrot.com, NewYorkParrot.com, ParkchesterTimes.com, and SenegambiaParrot.com. Muslim Media Corporation. Today, I am planning to visit three Muslim-owned businesses, two restaurants, and one funeral home. I will begin with the funeral home, Al Rayyan, a funeral home in Brooklyn. The reason why I picked that one because it was the funeral home that facilitated the funeral services for the police officer Adid Fayaz, who was killed recently in Brooklyn. The second place that I will visit is a halal restaurant in the Bronx in Parkchester section run by a Bengali immigrant entrepreneurs, and the restaurant is called Nerop Restaurant. Nerop. The reason why Nerop, because it has been a very prominent restaurant that received a lot of reviews from New York Times and many other restaurant reviews. And it was a restaurant visited by Anthony Burden, because of the popularity of the restaurant. So I'm going there to talk to the owner, to find out more about the restaurant. And the last restaurant I will visit will be curry and kebab, also in the Bronx, but in Bedford Park section of the Bronx, because this area has recently been experiencing a proliferation of Muslim entrepreneurs and residents. So these are the three selected businesses that I am intending to profile during, my trip in terms of profiling these Muslim businesses. So, for more information about this, you can go to MuslimParrot.com, MuslimParrot.com, and NewYorkParrot.com.
Tell a little bit about yourself and the history of your business.
Okay. I'm basically from Pakistan, and we started this business like in 2017, but we started this project like in 2014, I believe. 2014. Yes, 2014 we started, and we opened up it around 2017. The funeral business is when this comes halal. We cannot say it's a halal funeral, but we can say that's specifically for the Muslim community. So Islamic. So it's for it's everything we does according to the Islamic beliefs and according to the Sunnah, and especially this funeral home is specifically for the Muslim. If you see the name, like it says Al Rayyan Muslim Funeral Services, so that's mean there's a specific like a Muslim. We use the word so people know we have like a Muslim funeral home in the community to serve our Muslim community.
How do the customers feel about your business? Are they satisfied?
Yeah. Basically, let me give you an idea about this. We are already well known in the community. My brother is well known. We refer the funerals to other funeral homes. The time we don't have this funeral home. So when the families come back, sometimes they complain, so that funeral home does this, they didn't allow us to do this according to their religion or something like that, because every funeral home has own rules and regulations. So we have a basically idea like why we not build up our funeral home as for the community, for the Muslim community. That's what the idea we came up with that, and Alhamdulillah we found a spot right next to the mosque, which is a well-known mosque, Makki. It's called Makki Mosque. Basically, its name is Muslim Community Center, Brooklyn. So we got the place over there next to the mosque, and we said, look, let's try this. So when we start this project, we have a lot of hurdles to open this. The city permits, licensing, rules, regulations. So we completed that almost in 3 years, 3.5 we paid rent from our pocket for this funeral facility and everything. But alhamdulillah, we came up, we opened this funeral home in 2017, and after that, the community got very comfort with our funeral home because they comes here, sit, they spend the time, they can do whatever they want according to their religion, and especially the mosque is next door. So the community is pretty much confident with us because we open them for the doors 24/7. They can come. They just call me, hey brother, I want to see my loved one. We wanna wash at this time. We wanna do the funeral prayer at this time. So the community got so many options, so they can choose those options. Before that, the others funeral home does not allow that. Like, let's say simple, if you wanna do the viewing, so if you gotta make a schedule with that funeral home for the viewing, we do make a schedule for the funeral viewing too, but it's not like the other funeral home, like we very strict. They, like we are Muslim community, if let's say if we have two funerals a day, so both families get together, they sit together, they view together, and especially we have a big mosque, which has a pretty three big halls. So if we have this kind of hurdles for viewing, there's too many people, so we send one funeral to be in the mosque for viewing, for the family sit down there, they can do whatever they want in the mosque according to their beliefs.
So, having your funeral home right next to the masjid helps it, enhances your ability to provide everything at the same time.
Yes, definitely. That's like I mentioned you already. This masjid helps us a lot. Like if you see our facility is not, we cannot fit too many people when there's sometimes. Like we did a police officer's funeral, and you witnessed that.
I covered it.
Yeah, you covered it, and there's so many people here, especially. But we use this facility, and then we use the mosque also for the facility and the funeral home.
Okay.
So they can family get together, they pray over there, everything. So like there's like a four floors, so it's basement, first, second, third, and all of them full. And we adjusted the people, the community.
The other question is, you talk about the difficulties in opening it.
Yes.
That means you went through licensing, procedures.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how difficult it is. What type of licensing do you have to operate it, and how difficult it was to get it?
Because when we opened this funeral home, we don't have any experience for the funerals. But we opened this funeral home like we feel it like a Muslim community needs a Muslim funeral home. So we just jump into it. We don't have any like a plan, and we don't know what's gonna happen. And we thought it's like a grocery store. We're gonna go jump in it, and maybe 3-4 months we can open it. But once we jump in it, and there's a lot of inspections, city permits, certificate of occupancy from the city, and the state once this facility is ready to go. But unfortunately, we don't have the certificate of occupancy.
Okay. So, the certification process in terms of the licensing and certificate of occupancies and everything. So you have all those now in place.
Yes.
Okay. So when a family who has a deceased person call you, from the call until the burial, everything is handled by you. Can you briefly walk a little bit about when you receive the call until the end of the journey?
Yes. So people call 24/7. So if forgot something happened in the family, and they call me, and they're gonna, hey, my brother, my father, my mother, my sister, my son passed away. We're trying to arrange that funeral services and the burial services. Sometimes people ship back home. Sometimes people does the local burials. So the simplest the process is like all other funerals home. You gotta give us the name of the deceased. You gotta give us the location of the deceased. Sometimes it's a hospital. Sometimes it's a medical examiner office. Sometimes it's a home. Sometimes it's a nursing home. So as soon as they give us information, we have a system over here which is called eVital. It's provided by the city. We put the deceased name in the system. So if the doctor signs the death certificate, so that pop up in our system, we claim that death certificate and we send someone to pick up from the location. It could be any location, like I said, home, hospital, medical examiner, hospitals, nursing home. So once we pick up the deceased, bring it back to the funeral home, and we contacted the family. Usually, family is contacted with us all the time. So we are in back and forth with the family, and we set up the time for the washing, and then we set up time for the janaza prayer, the funeral prayer, and the family choose the cemetery, which cemetery they want to go. The cemetery, now you're talking about, especially as a Muslim community, we have a very hard time to find out the cemetery because of the prices. Okay. Before the COVID, if we talk about the cemetery in the Long Island, which is called Washington Memorial Park, a lot of Muslim community goes there, and over there the price was around $2,000 for the grave. So now, after the COVID, like everything got expensive, but of that cemetery, which is in New York, the grave is only right now is $9,500, which is not affordable for anyone.
Wow. So that actually leads me to my next question. You have some challenges. So what are, besides the price inflation, what are other challenges in running a funeral home?
The challenges of the running of the funeral home is not as such hard to run a funeral home, but again, it's that job is 24/7. That's the biggest challenge. You like when you come in, when you think about you're gonna run a funeral home, you cannot think about your the family. You cannot give the time to your kids. Even like myself, I go home, my phone anytime could be ring. 2 o'clock in the night, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, sometimes 9 in the evening. I just go back to the funeral home from the funeral home, and somebody called me and have to come back because this job is very sensitive job. It's not an easy job. Like it's not like a grocery store. Oh, we don't have a milk, sorry, we closed. We cannot say we close even on the biggest holidays on Eid. My family is celebrating the Eid, but I'm sitting on the funeral home doing the funerals for the people, because in my business there is no days off. No, I cannot say family, hey, let's say if I have 3-4 funerals today and there's someone else come in, then I cannot say no. And the biggest challenge is in our Muslim community when you have like a 3 to 4 funerals a day, and you schedule all the funerals, and all of a sudden come another one. And if you see our belief, that's which is your belief is as well. We want to do it quick, fast. Some people want their some people want their loved one buried right away, same day. Alhamdulillah, we does it, and we does it. But it's the biggest challenge, because sometimes we out of cars, sometimes we are out of manpowers, sometimes sometimes there's like other things happen. Like sometimes cemetery doesn't. If the cemetery says, "Hey, no, we cannot take a schedule," then we cannot do anything in that. So the biggest it's a big challenge for the family as well too, because when we come for the pricing, like if like I price told you, Washington Memorial is 9,500. That's the only grave cost. I didn't mention the open and close. If I mention the open and close, you have to pay around $12,500 only to the cemetery, and the rest expensive is for the funeral home, which never changes. Whichever cemetery you're going to use is going to be remain the same. And we have some option too in New Jersey, which is much cheaper. What is the Marlboro Muslim Cemetery? It's over there. Everything is including burial, funeral home, and everything is cost you $4,800.
Okay.
And at the cemetery we have it's called Forest Green Park, which has a Muslim section. We can do the burial over there within $3,500 approximately. That includes funeral home costs, grave costs, and everything is in there. So people does have options, but again, these options not gonna go last. Someone have to step up for the cemetery. I'm gonna tell you we don't need a funeral home, create another funeral home or something like that, but someone needs to step up for the cemetery. Muslim community needs cemetery. I believe in 2-3 years, it's hard for us to find a grave in the cemeteries, especially in New Jersey side, because everybody's coming over there. And I'm not the only funeral home who does the funeral for the Muslim, others funeral too, they does for the Muslim funeral. So you can say like in my knowledge, in my experience, we does have like a 4 to 5 Muslim funerals every day in New York. Every day, from either one from my funeral home, one from another funeral home. Someone have 3 from my funeral home, someone has 2. So approximately 5 funerals a day for the Muslim communities happening every day.
Absolutely. Because of the size of the Muslims now.
Yes.
And the aging, accidents, and so many different things. So that means the funeral home business is not shrinking, but it is increasing.
It's increasing, and we really need this cemetery. If someone see me on the TV and if they want to do something for the community, please come up with the idea with the cemetery. The cemetery is very important right now.
So the next question is, earlier you said really you started this business not because you had a business plan to make money, but there was a necessity from your heart that the Muslims are here, they're living, they're in business, but they're also dying. And therefore, they need to be provided with all the service that they need, including funeral home. That means everybody who works here connect to your heart, meaning that the customer service is not something that you compromise.
No, we never compromise. We cannot compromise this, and especially in this. I don't think so. Anybody compromise funeral services with the family. We treat all the family like a family. I just go get to them and work with them, talk to them how they want to do it. And it's not only business. Like I does the funeral all the time. It's like hey, this is my family. I gotta take care of them. So that's how the people respect me from a lot. When you finish the interview, if you go out, I stand with me, you're gonna see that all the people gonna come and they must talk with you and hey, how are you? They said, we are very happy you are here. Our belief is we have to die, right? Not everybody in the world has belief to have it. So our community, like all the people, you are here, we don't need to worry about it. About it. And they give me old stories. When you was not here, we go at the Cobb Avenue, we go on the one is a funeral home by the Atlantic Avenue somewhere, and we had very hurdles. We pay so much money, everything, paying money. Hey, you cannot come the funeral only 2 people can watch, 3 people can watch. Over here we have no such hurdles. You welcome everybody. Like sometimes like 5-6 members of the family, they want to participate in the wash, and you know.
So you started from zero, from the heart, but zero. Tell us now, 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, your knowledge scale in terms of this business, from let's say 1 to 10. What do you rate your knowledge about this business?
It's about 10. I give it 10. I was a cab driver.
Okay.
So, it's a long story. It's learning, yeah.
So, since death is inevitable, Muslims are dying like anybody else, and the business will always grow. So you think that now funeral home business is economically viable? I mean, you got in there through the heart, but now 3 whatever years later, do you feel that it is economically beneficial also?
Yes, alhamdulillah, it's beneficial for me, beneficial for my family, and let me tell you one thing, only not the beneficial, it's beneficial also for my respect. Like people respects me a lot because of this business. Like if I go anywhere, people knows me, you know, they come to me, hey, you are in Imtiaz, you are in because the way I think to do this business, don't think only business. You think helping people too. You have to help people. Like sometimes people come. I'm like 100% business. It's not a non-profit organization. It's not. Sometimes people walk, hey brother, you don't have money. You know? So okay, no problem. Okay brother, what can you do, right? So sometimes they say, oh we can do 1,000, 2,000, like the cheapest funerals. So if you do it with the burial services, at least you need like around $3,300. It's for sure. Like doing someone burial in New Jersey, you need a $3,300. That $3,300 has to come from somewhere. So what we does, I text it to my friends and the community members and everybody. They help us, and then Al-Rayan is nothing by itself. Al-Rayan is a community, it's not a funeral home. It's not my funeral home, it's a community funeral home. So people help me a lot. So that point of view, people, respect me, trust me, and alhamdulillah, we did it. We funeral yesterday. One of them, a converted Muslim, his name is Michael, and his Muslim name was Akif. So someone of the family, one of the women called me, hey, this brother is in Pennsylvania, one funeral home holding the body for money. And he died in, I believe, November 26th. And can we figure it out? The funeral home asking too much money. So when I called him and said that he's asking about around $10,000. So because which he was right.
Yeah.
Some people, think business, and he was right. And then I speak. He was a good guy. Then I speak to him, brother. I'm a funeral home too. I'm calling you from the funeral home. One of the community members reached me out, like one of Musa brothers in your facility, and he told me that this is my parents. I said, listen, we're not gonna get money for this funeral. We're just helping them out. And at the end of the day, he still charged me like around $4,000. But again, it's no complaint, which is right, because he hold that body for 3 months. So he has a removal charges, he has the storage charges and this kind of thing. So alhamdulillah, we picked him up on Thursday evening. To yesterday, Friday, we had a big funeral prayer for him, and after that, we did a very beautiful day in the forest.
Wow, beautiful. So, well, again, thank you for that, because a lot of the converts, even though they may have Muslim name, but their official name may not be known as Muslim name.
Yes.
Sometimes they may be the only one in their family who's Muslim,
It's,
and they will take the easy route, like cremation or whatever. So this is something that is very helpful, especially to the newly converted Muslims. So with all these things, if you can improve one or some areas, what would that be? Improve business, what would that be?
improve my business.
Your business operations. If there, if there anything that you think need improvement, what would it be?
Uh, I think it's. I'm honestly, I'm not even thinking about the funeral. I'm thinking about the cemetery.
I got you.
Yeah, because the cemetery is like a really. I have the facility over here. I have the operations over here. Like I just do funeral today, right? And I have the one in the Long Island, and I actually two funerals. So I am up to date with my work, with my business. But my next project, like legally, the funeral home can not allow to have a cemetery. That's the New York State law. So we are looking at someone who can come up on the front.
Yeah.
We can help them. Look, the money is not an issue over here. People holding money, you're not going to believe me, like so many mosques, masjids calls me, brother, we have the money, take the money and then buy the land. I cannot buy the land, and we need approval and everything.
Yeah.
So we need someone from the officials who can help us to get the cemetery. Like money is not an issue. The only issue is like once we get the land, we need the approval for this land for the cemetery, and which is very hard.
So right now, your number one concern and challenge
So
is Muslim cemetery.
Yes, because if you see the cost, if you go back before COVID, we does in a Muslim cemetery everything is I believe $3,500 or $3,400. That's it, $3,200. Sorry. Now right after COVID, it started to 35, 38. 44,000 and 45. Now it stopped at $4,800. So it's gonna go still go because why? The demands of the graves are higher and they have very less graves. So they keep their price increasing. People trying to make money out of the graves. Yes. So
this is an outside question.
yes.
Based on the funeral you hold, what kill people? What people that use your service? Most of them are they dead because of accident or sickness or gunshot or whatever. So what is the number one killer?
The number one killer is the cancer, heart attack.
Gotcha.
I think the cancer is the number one killer, and then we can tell the heart attack. The accident case comes sometimes. We have the suicide case too. Suicide cases, but it's not very often. But so we see a couple of in the month. And especially in our community, we believe suicide is around. So, but still, and it's very unfortunately, young people, young kids, 20 to 23 years old, like between 20 and 30s, they committed suicide. One of the girls, I believe it was she's only 17, and she committed a suicide. So these also factors our community, Muslim community, need to work in this, educate the kids, and but. Somebody has to step it up for this because one person cannot do everything.
Correct.
I understand the people try to does it like I have a funeral home, I want to open the cemetery, I want to do this, I want to do this, but one man cannot do all the jobs.
Correct.
Everybody has to do the job, and we have to respect each other.
Absolutely. In Africa, we call it takes the village.
Yes.
So final question is, final point is, what is your message to your clients or to Muslims? Any message?
Yeah, it's going to be for my whole Muslim community. Keep united. Okay. If you see the back, I came here in 2009, and this is the first time I see my Muslim brothers officials in the mayor office.
Yeah.
So we need to get benefit out of it. We need to be united. We need to come sit together, come on one page. I gotta tell our officials that we need this, we want this, but unfortunately, we're still not there yet. We are still pulling each other.
Yeah.
Please stop this. Get together. It doesn't matter who is on the seat, who is leading. In our Muslim community is a problem. I see so many leaders. I see very little followers. Like everybody wants to become a leader. That's not the way to do it. Represent yourself with the work. Represent yourself, help community. When you do your work properly, when you start helping community, you're gonna become a leader automatically.
Absolutely.
Leaders, nobody gonna make you a leader. Leader comes out from the community.
Correct. So unity is your message.
Yeah, unity is my message. Honestly, if you come here, look, oh my God, look, it's hell Pakistanis over here. Look, how many Pakistanis here. If I would go in if you go to Church Avenue, all this New York is filled with the Bangladesh. If you go Bronx, oh look, this is full of the Mecca Muslims.
Yeah.
So a lot of us became two, and like if we get together, I believe we can bring one there too.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, but we just need that unity, and hopefully we will get there sooner or later. We're gonna get there, inshallah.
Well, thank you so much for welcoming me into your funeral home, and thank you for talking to me, and thank you for. So, Mr. Rahman,
Yes.
we're here profiling halal businesses, and you run one of them, and I may add, one of the most successful in the Bronx.
Thank you.
Tell us why you opened Nero Restaurant and how old Nero Restaurant is.
This one, like I opened this business 2009 because I have around the neighborhood, the Pakistan area, a lot of Bangladeshi people, or Pakistani people, African people, Nigerian, all kinds of people, Muslim people around here. A lot of people they are missing like a halal place, like we are very restricted to eat halal. But sometimes we eat outside. I mean, feel peace of mind. So we like to eat the halal food. That's the reason, purpose I'd like to open the business.
So, how satisfied are your customers coming here or ordering from here?
As I said, I'm since 2009. I'm very, very happy with my customer. And all my customer is very happy with us.
So, in terms of running a halal restaurant, do you have to have some type of certification from Department of Health or certification from any organization that
No, they never need halal certificate. They give you the regular business certificate, restaurant requirement. But we bring the food. Meat has to be certified halal. Yes.
Okay, so you only serve meat that comes from a certified halal supplier. Okay. And tell us about the atmosphere here. How do you tell your staff to be polite and have Islamic attitudes and treat customers? Tell us the environment here.
Yeah, like we are Muslim. We know that how do we behave with the people. When the sister coming, or mother coming, the grandma coming, how do we treat them? But when we raise with that kind of respect. And we are Muslim, we cannot disrespect any ethnic. So we respect all kinds of ethnic, not only Muslim ethnics. Black, white, any other Hispanic, with everybody. That's the reason I have all kinds of people. They love to come here. because we have our service, our food, they love it. Mwah, they love it.
Beautiful. And running a business in New York City comes with challenges that you face running a business.
First of all, challenges are met. Second of all, the operating money. That's a very, very important. Most of the people who open the business, we don't know that we need money for the run the business. That's called opening capital or running capital, managed capital. That's the reason we are 90% people are failing to run the business. When the business going slow, they're getting nervous, where are going to find the money, this and that, they close the business. So I strongly suggest to everybody, when you open a business, you have to have some extra money to run the business. Then you will be definitely successful.
So, do you need any support from the government, whether it's a regulatory or money or taxes? What support do you need from the government?
I just said that you need some extra money.
Yeah.
The money could be your friends and family, give me support from you. Or if government give us a low interest money, that's the best help for us. We need, I know that the coronation price goes up double, water bill goes up double, food price goes up double, payroll goes up double, we can raise our price because we do the community business. The guy used to buy the 1 cup of coffee, still he wants a 1 cup of coffee, $1. They don't like to pay the tax. They don't like to do this one. Still we suffering that kinds of things. But we don't like to tell, we don't like to put down anybody. We just pick our customer. We survive it. But if government gives us any help, we have to share that.
The Americans, they said, the new immigrants are able to open and run businesses because new immigrants get support from their own people, either starting business or when they have problem, they get some type of money to sustain them. Is that accurate statement?
Yes. Just I said it, you need some backup money.
Okay.
Backup money could be the government, low interest rate, it could be friends and family. It could be friends, family, member, anybody can help you. Most of the time, our community people, if somebody open a business, if in a bad shape, we always help them to just go up.
So, why did you why? I know you said to serve.
I came 1991.
Yeah.
It's another story. I came 1991. I was 19 years old. I was in school. So I was working as a delivery boy, dishwasher, and decided to go to school. So I always, like a lot of my community people, they open the Indian business. Indian restaurant, Bangladeshi restaurant. So I asked my boss, what is opening a Bangladeshi restaurant? So he told me, no, nobody knows the Bangladesh. From that day, I have some determined Allah Amin. If I have able to open a business, I'll open a Bangladeshi restaurant. That's an impact today I'm here.
Beautiful. And how profitable restaurants are, especially halal restaurants?
All business some same profit. All business, but now the profit margins are very, very low because price is really high. Used to like with 40-30% of price.
Cool. Last but not least, what is your message to the community, the Muslims as well?
I always give them my community and my customers, beloved customers, to everybody. We are here to help each and everyone. Of course, we raise our price still. Like if you look last 10 years price and now, we have the same price. I didn't raise that price. But what happened this year? Let's see. Next year we have to have raised our price. Our message: just be with us. We'll try our best, give the best food. And,
from international newspapers and celebrities and elected officials, this is a very successful event, and the customers are happy. The food is very, very good according to review. And this is the first restaurant that actually started a plant-based section, for customers that are asking for plant-based menu. So the founder, Mr. Mohammed Rahman, is very, very community-oriented. They love him, and he has been serving the interests of the community, business, social, and spiritual aspect of it. And, we're very happy that we're here, to include this restaurant into our, Muslim community, report profiling. So on Starling Avenue in the Bronx by Parkchester, talking to the owner of Nerop Restaurant, a halal restaurant, right here in the Bronx.
Can you please introduce yourself, your name and the name of your restaurant?
Okay, my restaurant name is Curry and Kebab, and my own name is owner name Muhammad S. Alam, and address is 3111 Brimbridge, Bronx, New York 1044567.
And how long have you been here?
I'm here at least this is the fifth year.
The fifth year.
Fifth year.
Okay. Why did you open the halal restaurant here?
One thing, I have the community service, community, the halal food. They are growing the Muslim people around our area. That's why I opened that.
So you opened it because you see the Muslim community growing and you wanted to provide halal for them.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you have restaurant running experience before?
Well, no, not before. I do the one time, few years. Then again, I bought again. Then I have get the experience. That's it. Not more experience. Actually, I'm getting experience in this restaurant.
So you are operating while learning how to operate restaurant.
Right.
So all your product, meaning the food, all of it is halal.
Of course, 100% halal.
Okay. Where do you get your meat?
Well, I have the asalam chicken mostly get from there, and they have the restaurant depot. They have the halal food. I get from there. Even I kill myself. Even I get the yesterday too from the one of the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
I go there. I kill myself too.
So wherever you're getting your meat, are they all certified halal vendors?
100%.
100%.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes, if you have the chance, you also do your own slaughtering.
Yeah.
Sabiha slaughtering.
Yeah, I do that myself too.
Okay. You know that running a business in New York sometimes is very difficult. Mm-hmm. You have like bad people coming to rob you. You have expensive stuff. You have a lot of rent. What are your challenges running a restaurant?
Well, this challenging one thing's now high rent. The 100% I pay here 4,000, now is making 6,000.
Oh.
So growing more after COVID. It should be going down, but no, it's going more. One challenge is rent. Second challenge is employee. The trained employee. And the what is the name? They skill lot of people. They come, but they don't have skill. It's the big challenging our restaurant. The department now. And the second, and they have lot of bad people. They come, they rob us. Already my store have the 2-3 times they broke the light and this and that. I call the cops too. This is the third time. And so another one expensive all food items. Food item now very high now. What also I buy the $4 support. Now I buy the $10. This is the very expensive. This is the.
So, what type of help do you need from men in running your restaurant? Taxes or lowering rent or credit line, finance or whatever? What do you call secret?
Yeah, no, the secret actually, tax is very tough now also. Second thing, now some credit about the business because they are now very challenging us also. Sometimes I pay the maximum time I pay my cash from my pocket. Sometimes it's surprise, but mostly they need from the government any help us is better for us now.
So since this is a halal restaurant, you need a lot of Muslims in this area, business as well as residents. Do you have enough customers to sustain your business?
There is actually in our Muslim community they need to they help us, but there are non-Muslim people also they like to the halal food. A lot of here mostly taking the food the non-Muslim people they like the
So customers are a combination of Muslims and non-Muslims?
Yeah,
Hungry customers.
hungry customers.
Okay. If you were to improve one or two things about running this restaurant, what would they be?
More training employee, biggest the place, and they need to the some economic.
Economical.
Yeah, that's all I think.
Okay. So, in terms of running a halal restaurant in the Bronx, where do you think the business is going? Is it going up or is it going down?
Um, Business actually they're going little high, but most people are actually they want to buy the food, but they come the more expensive. That's why was is he buy the supposed to $10, now he get the $5.
So,
But they have the customer more, but less profit, less
yeah.
buying system. They come more people, but that's why the people are have the but not much enough people.
So, if other people want to open halal restaurant, would you say do it or don't do it? What would be your advice to other people who may want to open restaurant?
I said, do it,
Do it.
do it.
Do it for money or do it for conviction? Because you opened it because you wanted to serve the Muslim community.
Right.
So, do you do it for money or you do it for the same reason why you do
Same
it?
reason
Same
actually.
reason.
And so like the Muslim community, they're growing. They need to the often. They at least there are 4, 5, or 10 people that can survive this hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you are operating the restaurant while learning how to run business, tell us how much do you know so far? I mean, do you know enough or are you still learning?
Actually, I'm learning, but I learn from here everything.
So right now you have pretty much the basic understanding
Yeah.
of how restaurant operates.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you tell your customers? What is the message you send to your customers?
First thing I give to my all customer, thank you for coming in my support my restaurant. This is the one thing. Second thing, try to the come in my restaurant and check that how is food, is it is halal, what is the difference halal and not halal. That's what I explain Anything else?
So if you were able to get a bigger place, you would move to a bigger place. Or
Yes, if I find the better place, better location, not only place, bigger place, should be need to the community how it is. Then we should be know that it is better than some place. Okay, you can go.
so you prefer to be in this area?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anything else that you want to say
No,
about your restaurant? What makes it special?
no. Thank you for the take my interview. Thank you, Mr. Shalom, for
Okay,
you
great.
for your preparation.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna show now.
This is insight to investigating these days the proliferation of halal commerce, particularly halal restaurants and the entrepreneurs that run them. One thing that is almost unique in the halal business is that almost all of them, actually all of them, said they started, these businesses not just to make money, but out of conviction for their religion. A religious conviction brought them into, running these businesses. And because of that, the operation is par with the halal requirement in terms of the certification, in terms of the management, in terms of the treatment of customers, and all aspects of their businesses meet or exceeds customers' expectation because they are running these businesses really as part of their duty to their religion and to their community. Unlike entrepreneurs who have business plans, to open business and make ton of money, regardless of what the cost is, these entrepreneurs, their first priority is to please their maker. And then second is to serve their communities. And then third, obviously, to make money so that they can, continue to be able to operate. But the primary objective was to really fulfill part of their religious obligation in providing halal services to the growing halal community. So that lead me, to believe that in the near future, not only Muslims but all consumers, for this nascent industry will be well pleased because these entrepreneurs, they are fearful of their creators and they are very mindful of what they are putting in their bellies. So, ends justify means is not their doctrine. They want to make sure that what they're serving is what they would give their own family, they would eat, and how they treat customers are the same thing that they want their family to be treated. I am very optimistic that this halal restaurant business in New York City will continue to proliferate because non-Muslims will patronize them because of their attitude and their hospitality and the fact that customer service is not something that they compromise. I'm going to also chime in a broader sense of halal market. In Europe, for example, there was a report a couple of years ago that talks about that over 60% of halal consumers in Europe are non-Muslims. And he said over 80% of halal producers are non-Muslims. So meaning that halal business have now become mainstream. Halal business has now become mainstream. And these Muslim entrepreneurs in New York City are taking advantage of this fast-growing industry. So, reporting for Muslim Media Corporation, live from Curry and Kebab here in the Bronx.